Alrighty, so I was going over some stuff, and I mentioned this to you guys about the quadratic formula, and I just wanted to remind you guys that even though Edgenuity has not shown to you for whatever reason, it's still a thing that exists. So this was from a quiz question. It was something like a rectangle's area is 1764. The length was a number, and then the width was that number, 13 more than that number. So length times width gets you the area. Now, I pulled that all into one equation. It would be so time consuming to sit there and think of what multiplies to get negative 1764 but adds to get 13. So I just want to remind you that your quadratic formula is just as good of a method to solving these problems as regular factoring. You can solve these any way you want. You can keep using quadratic formula for all of these, or you can solve them with slide and divide or factor by grouping. It's up to you. But let's go through your quadratic formula. ax squared plus bx plus c. Your quadratic formula is x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Now, I said that really quickly because I know I've been told in recent years that some people learn a song to the tune of Pop Goes the Weasel, but this is your quadratic formula. My first step in these problems is always just plugging them in. Don't try and crunch any numbers yet. So b is 13. Well, now it's negative 13. And then we have 13 squared from b squared minus 4 times a in this problem is 1. And then c is negative 1764. If you have a good calculator, like a scientific calculator, the one I recommended to the class, you can enter most of this all in one go, if not all of it, if you know how to work your parentheses. I just like simplifying this bit by bit. So, 169 plus, because we have a negative, 7,056. And just rewriting it and simplifying it step by step. So, when you finish your quadratic formula, you'll end up with two answers. Now, we got to think. If we're finding the length and width of a rectangle, because we're trying to find perimeter, we can't use a negative number. Distance is not negative. So this one is a factor, but it's not the one we're going to use. So when you come to the end of these problems, if it's asking you for distance something is thrown or the length of something, you have to know that you got to go with the positive one. So let's see here. It's asking for perimeter, which means we have 36, and then 36 plus 13, which is 49. So the perimeter is just 36 plus 36 plus 49 plus 49. I don't know if your quizzes give you different numbers. I don't think they do. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But that's not the point. The point is, I want to make sure you guys are getting this down. I believe it was inches. So yeah, if you see some crazy problems with crazy numbers, just remember your quadratic formula does exist.